Let's look at the affirmative to command form. How do we form affirmative to commands? So first of all, what is the affirmative to command form? It is a command form when the speaker affirmatively requests you to do something and the you is the familiar you or to. You use this command form with friends and family if you're familiar with the individual. English has only one command form. Spanish has many command forms depending upon whether the command is affirmative or negative, and depending upon whether the you used in a command is formal, that is the usted command form, or is the plural formal form, ustedes. In English, we don't have all these distinctions. We just have one you. So again, in this case, we are learning in this lesson how to give an affirmative command where the you is the informal to. That's basically it. Okay, let's look at affirmative to commands. So how do we form an affirmative to command? How do we form the regular, okay, affirmative to commands? There's a real basic, straightforward rule whereby you can easily form the affirmative to command. What is it? To form the regular to commands, use the ella conjugation of the verb. So we all know how to conjugate verbs in the simple present tense. We want to take the ella conjugation of the verb. It's as simple as that. So let's take a look. For AR verbs, for example, we have hablar. So what is the LA conjugation of hablar? It's the stem habla with the a ending. Habla, el habla, ella habla. So habla is the command form. And if you tell someone habla, you're telling them speak. Speak Spanish. Habla español. Speak English. Habla inglés. And you're giving a to command form. Okay, let's look at an ER verb, a regular ER verb. So again, we would take the LA form of the verb, which is the stem, com, and then the E ending that always is added onto the LA form of the stem. Come, come, that means eat. Again, where did this come from? It's just the LA conjugation of the verb that we all can do. Let's take an IR verb, pedir, pedir. So what is the LA conjugation of pedir? Well, it's a stem changing verb. And if the verb does have a stem change, it's going to manifest itself in the command, right? Because in the LA conjugation of a stem changing verb, there'll always be a stem change. We learned that. So the stem change is E goes to I, so pid, the ending be, pide, L-A, pide. So if you want to tell somebody, ask for something, you might want to tell somebody, ask for water, pide agua, pide agua. Again, it's just the LA present tense conjugation of the verb. Very easy to form these commands. But we have some irregular command forms, and these you must be aware of. These command forms are used a lot in Spanish, and so over time have become irregular in their formation. So they must just be memorized. There's a few of them, 8 of them. Let's look at them. So they must be memorized. Here they go. So let's do a few at a time. From the verb decir, to say or tell, you would, if you want to give a command, tell me or say, you say di, all right? You don't use the LA conjugation which would be dice, LA dice. We don't use it. These are totally unique and we must memorize them. So if you want to give somebody a command to say something, you would say di. Salir, the verb to leave or go out. It's not sale, L-A sale, it's sal, sal, sal de la casa, leave the home. Hacer is another irregular command form, and it's as, okay? Make the coffee. You tell your sibling, make some coffee, you would say, haz el café. Not hace, but haz. Ser, the verb to be. If you want to tell somebody to be good, you would say, sé bueno, sé bueno. Ir, the verb to go. If you want to tell somebody, go to school, you would say ve. You just have to learn these. They're totally irregular. Ve a la escuela. Tener, if you want somebody to tell them to have patience, you would not say tiene. You don't use the LAF form here. It's irregular. You have to memorize this. It's ten paciencia. And then we have the verb poner, to put or place, like into set the table. So we would say pon. All right. And let me go back again. 1 second. Well, and then let's take a look and do some practice exercises here. So what you're supposed to do here is fill in the blanks with the affirmative to command form. Okay, I want you to practice this, so when I say affirmative to command form, you know what I'm talking about. So here, there's various people being mentioned, and someone is telling these in each person in the to form to do something. Okay, so the verb is there, it's in the infinitive. We've got to switch it into the command form. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. So Mark, cerrar la puerta. How would you tell Mark in the to command form to close the door? It will be the LAF form of cerrar. Cerrar is a stem changing verb, so there's going to be a stem change, right, in the LAF form. So cierra la puerta. You're going to tell Sue to call her mother, llamar. Okay, so let's take a look. Llama. It's the LAF form of the verb. It's totally regular. Now you want to tell Bill to make the bed. Okay, so this is an irregular one. Does anybody remember what it is? Bill, haz la cama. Now you're going to tell Gary to go. Ir. It's another irregular verb. Ir a la tienda, to, okay, the store. So go to the store, ve. You just have to learn it. Nancy, you want to tell Nancy to salir de aquí. Salir is to leave. You want to tell her to leave from here. Okay, it's irregular, so it will be sal. And then Raul, you want to tell him to set the table. Okay, I have to use poner. Again, it's irregular. Pon la mesa. And finally, you want to tell Beth to tell la verdad, the truth. It's irregular, so it will be di. And we have covered the affirmative to commands.